Peace to everybody, back with another video. This is Trump just mass tweeted about the riots, ANTIFA, General Patton and George Floyd. Now, I don't know what General Patton has to do with anything, but last night my city got destroyed by paid protesters. Um, there are windows broken. The downtown has been totally destroyed. Not badly, but though, but around my area has also been destroyed as well. Everything is just a mess right now. What's going around the world, around the United States right now? People's businesses are getting destroyed. Glass are being broken. Places are being set on fire. Cars are being set on fire. Police are using rubber bullets to hurt people, using tear gas, mace, anything you could think of. This is what the police are doing to everybody. But Antifa is paid and bought for by George Soros. The radical left, they have caused all this mass destruction on the United States because they don't want to see America flourish at all no more. They think this is a game to them, but you know what? We're angry about this. People are angry about what is going on. And of course, everything is going to be blamed on our president, Donald Trump. And this is what the radical left are doing to everybody. They're causing mass chaos all over the place, and they have no remorse for anybody. This is a sad situation what people are going through, and it's not fair to us Americans what the radical left is doing and what George Soros is doing either. George Soros is the one who spent $33 million on these paid protest or paid actors, you might as well say, to cause all this mass destruction of destroying everything in the United States because they think they can get away with this. But National Guards are coming in, curfews are being put on people. This is why they're going to end up doing martial law, because of what these people are doing to us. And we shouldn't have to live like this at all. We need to stand up against the evil to take them down before it's too late, and then before America is no more America. It will belong to the elites forever, and we can't allow that to happen. It's sad that everything is happening at one time. And of course, here in the picture, as you can see, Donald Trump himself, so he knows what is going on. And this has to stop now. President Donald Trump took to Twitter Saturday morning to condemn the violent and destructive protests nationwide on Friday night, which erupted in response to the death of Minnesota man George Floyd in police custody on Monday. Yes, so Donald Trump had took to Twitter Saturday morning, and it is to condemn the violent and destructive protests nationwide. So this is exactly what happened. It was a nationwide destructive protest. It's just a horrible mess right now. I haven't even been out yet, but I know when I go out later to mail something, I'm going to be in shock to what a mess it's going to be, and I don't think I'm going to like what I'm going to see at all. Trump suggested the protests that have cropped up in cities around the country are professionally organized and that their true intentions have little to do with protesting Floyd's death. Yes, so these protests, they've been cropping up all over the place, up in cities around the country, are professionally organized. That means they are paid to do this. They are paid, organized people by George Soros. He's been doing this for years, and I'm surprised nobody has decided to off with his head yet. Let me put it that way. And he needs to be stopped. He's not American. He's Hungarian. He's been causing all this chaos to other people, to the American people, because he don't like America at all. And this is why he's destroying our country. The professionally managed so-called protesters at the White House had little to do with the memory of George Floyd. They were there just there to cause trouble. The Secret Service handled them easily, Trump tweeted. Tonight, I understand, is MAGA night at the White House. Alright, so the professionally managed so-called protesters, they're managed, they got handlers to cause all this chaos. They are told, oh, you got to go destroy this, go destroy that. So these are handlers that are telling people what to destroy and where to destroy them at. Alright, and Donald Trump also tweeted they were just there to cause trouble. The Secret Service handled them easily. Trump tweeted, tonight I understand. Is MAGA night at the White House? So that's what he's asking. So he knows what's going on and what the radical left are doing. This is not easy for America right now because of the radical left and because of George Soros, of what he is doing. And of course, here is one of Donald Trump's tweets on his Twitter, as you can see here. Trump followed up with another tweet. These are organized groups. They have nothing to do with George Floyd. Sad. Yeah, so these are organized groups. They're paid to do this. And as you can see, here is Donald Trump's tweet, as you can see. So he knows that these organized groups are paid to destroy businesses. And these organized groups, they have no remorse for anybody. They don't care whose businesses they destroy. They have no respect for the American people whatsoever. And they don't even care at all. They're hurting people's businesses. They're hurting people themselves. And it's just sad. In a third tweet, Trump took aim at the Minneapolis mayor Jacob Frey for his handling of the initial protests, which have since become violent and destructive, with a police precinct and local business burned and looted. Yes, so Trump took aim at Mayor Jacob Frey in Minneapolis. And of course, Jacob Frey had to bring in the National Guard or whatever, so that means martial law for that state. Also curfews as well. So this is where it's heading right now. Curfews are going to be put on. Martial law is coming in to take over and everything. So that's what the National Guard is doing. Mayor Jacob Fry of Minneapolis will never be mistaken for the late great General Douglas MacArthur or great fighter General George Patton. How come all of these places that defend so poorly are run by liberal Democrats? Get tough and fight and arrest the bad ones. Strength. Yeah, so the liberal Democrats are the ones that are doing all of this. They are causing mass destruction everywhere. And he said, get tough and fight and arrest the bad ones. So yes, so all the liberal Democrats, they do need to be arrested, because they are responsible for all the chaos, the commotions, the riots, everything. Antifa is also part of it. Then you got the alleged white supremacy that are part of what is going on as well. So here is Donald Trump's third tweet. As you can see here. In another tweet, Trump suggested the left-wing Antifa is also to blame for the destructions. It's Antifa and the radical left. Don't lay the blame on others, Trump tweeted. Yeah, so don't lay the blame on others. Don't blame the black community because they don't do something like this. It's the radical left and Antifa that are responsible for all of this mass destruction. And of course, Nancy Pelosi herself, she's going to blame Donald Trump, like always, for everything, like she's been doing. Oh, it's Donald Trump's fault. He didn't do nothing. He didn't take responsible for this and for that. Nancy Pelosi, have several seats and shut up, okay? You're a radical left, and you need to be in prison. The radical left is which is George Soros, Hillary Clinton, the Obamas, the Bushes, and whoever else. They're all radical lefts. They love destroying America because they hate America. And you could sit there and say, "Oh well, they love America. It's beautiful." No, they're the devil's sons and daughters. Thank you. And here's his third tweet right here. Trump's string of criticisms came after he wrote a thread of tweets earlier in the morning praising the U.S. Secret Service response during protests outside the White House. So yeah, the other day, Friday, I saw a live stream that there were people outside the White House trying to get in, but the Secret Service, they stood their ground to keep everybody from going up to the White House because they wanted to go after Donald Trump, and that's not going to happen, because they know that they're going to get thrown in jail, but still they tried everything they could to get the barricades away from the Secret Service and everything, but it just didn't work at all. Great job last night at the White House by the U.S. Secret Service. They were not only totally professional, but very cool. I was inside, watched every move, and couldn't have felt more safe, Trump said. So Donald Trump was saying great job by the U.S. Secret Service. They were not only totally professional, but very cool. So Donald Trump was pleased with that. Of course, he was inside, watched every move, and couldn't have felt more safe, Trump was saying. So I think this article is from Friday, so this is what he was saying. And of course, here's his tweets on his Twitter. And of course, his second one, it says, got too frisky or out of line, they would quickly come down on them hard. Don't know what hit them. The front line was replaced with fresh agents like magic. Big crowd, professionally organized by nobody came close to breaching the fence. If they had, they would. Yeah, so nobody came close to breaching the fence. And this is what he was saying in there. And he knows these organized crimes are paid for by George Soros, so he knows all about it. And the radical left think they're so funny and so cool with this, but they're not that funny. They let the protesters scream and rant as much as they wanted, but whenever someone got too frisky or out of line, they would quickly come down on them hard. Didn't know what hit them. The front line was replaced with fresh agents like magic. Big crowd, professionally organized, and nobody came close to breaching the fence. He continued. Yeah, so that's the tweet I showed you, that he continued on with that. If they had, they would have been greeted with the most vicious dogs and most ominous weapons I have ever seen. That's when people would have been really badly hurt, at least. Many Secret Service agents just waiting for action. We put the young ones on the front line, sir. They love it, and good practice. As you saw last night, they were very cool and very professional. Never let it get out of hand. Thank you, he went on. Yeah, so that's exactly what he said in his another tweet. He said if they had, they would have been greeted with the most vicious dogs. So in other words, you think these Secret Service don't have dogs with them? Guess again, they are vicious. It could be the Rottweilers, it could be the German Shepherds, whatever dogs they have, and they are trained for this kind of job. To attack people. If somebody tried to attack the president, and of course, he says we put the young ones on the front line, sir. They love it. So yeah, the young ones are put on the front line as well. And of course, here's the other tweet underneath the one. Trump then took aim at the Washington, D.C. mayor who ordered police to stand down against protesters. So that's what he did. He ordered the police to stand down against protesters. So that's what he ordered. On the bad side, the D.C. mayor, Mario Bowser, who is always looking for money and help, wouldn't let the D.C. police get involved. Not their job. Nice. Yeah, so the mayor of D.C. wouldn't let the police get involved. So they said, no, you got to stay away from the protesters. So that's what the police did not get involved with it. The White House entered a brief lockdown on Friday evening as protests erupting nationwide reached the nation's capital. Yes, so that's what happened. The White House entered a brief lockdown on Friday evening as protests erupting nationwide reached the nation's capital. Video posted on social media showed unrest growing outside the White House. Protesters began pushing over barricades as some individuals were seen taken into police custody. So yeah, so hopefully the individuals who are causing all this chaos and everything, they were taken into custody Friday. You know, it's a sad shame that this country is being destroyed. Like I said, um, who knows what's going to happen next? Um, Martial law, yes, there is going to be martial law. There is going to be curfews, and nobody really wants this. But with all these organized crimes that are bought and paid for by George Soros, he's the one that's getting away with this. So don't blame Trump for any of this. Blame George Soros for all of the mess that he's created. And I don't know how many decades now, but like I said, George Soros is not American at all. He is Hungarian, and he is the one that's causing all this damage to everything. Leave your comments below. I am out.